Well, we're going on a road trip today in town. Because I screwed up yesterday on the way home and didn't stop. At one more stop that I needed to stop at. So we're coming down off the mountain. Hey, Bern. Hi, Lee. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. Oh, crap. Tuber chat went live. Well, this may be a short one now. Hey, Demoose. I screwed up on the way home yesterday. Was supposed to stop for smokes and didn't do it. So I got to go back out today. Hi, Beverly. It's a little chilly, but at least it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Yeah, I even had a phone reminder set, but I guess when I was live, it didn't pop up. Hi, Mama. So we're going to run into town and get smoked and then back. But just as we were coming into Burnett, I realized the tuber just popped up. The tuber chat went live. So I may not keep this going all the way out and back. I may flop over the hills. Since I'm not doing anything important, and he is. All right. I had to make a decision right there as to which smoke shop to go to. One is 15 miles away, the other one is 16 miles away. Although the normal one is about 15 bucks cheaper, so I don't think it's worth the extra or not. I think it's not worth the extra savings of a mile for the cost. So we're just headed back to the normal smoke shop. I don't know if any of you were on YouTube Police. He had live this morning that he did, and we may have one more person added to the live. Jeremiah from Auburn Sports Cards definitely expressed an interest in doing it, so he may be joining us. So we may have 4 people or 3 people participating plus City. So that should be exciting. Be a little bit more difficult in order to keep everybody with a big enough picture so you can see what's going on. But I'll probably end up doing a lot more enlarged, well, as everybody likes to say, bigifying. The stop sign with a cop sitting right there. Nope, he didn't turn this way. He went straight across. I got away with it. Yeah, I don't know if he'll end up doing it or not. So that's a week away. I think it was decided that it was happening on the 22nd, and this weekend is the King Cake Throwdown with Chef Roasting Gag. So that'll be a fun one. Last year's last year's was a crazy live with the two of them together. Hey Greg, thanks for coming in, buddy. Yeah, that'll be a fun show. They all will be. So that's what we got coming up later this week and next week. Didn't get the strip heaters put in yesterday, so I'm going to do that this afternoon after I get back, which I'm still not looking forward to, but I got to get it done because we're supposed to get some snow this weekend. The temperatures are going to drop low enough so the heat pump will struggle, which will cause the temperature in the house to drop off. House was built in 1900, and nobody over the years has ever insulated the damn thing, including me. And although without the strip heaters, my heat bill has been substantially cheaper, but it's definitely colder in the house in the morning. It's been warm enough in the daytime to be able to let it catch up. However, hopefully I'll get that done today and we'll be done with it. YouTube's coming up with some more dumb sticker questions. If trees could talk, what would they say? Hi, Cindy. Got up out of her spot and stuck her nose in my ear. Next to a wet willy, there's nothing worse than a wet dog nose in your ear. What? All right. Around the roundabout. You didn't miss the wet willy? Yeah. Hey, Tiger. Excuse me. Yeah, gee, Tiger shows up and the little symbols come back. Are you the one translating it to Chinese, Tiger? Oh, okay. Same neck of the woods, different areas. Hey, Quint, we're just heavily involved in a screw around. Okay, I have to ask about something. I'm getting more funny things on my screen, and I don't know if you guys are doing it intentionally, but let me back up a little bit and see where the first one is. Okay, it first happened on Greg's. He said hi, and it says hi fabric. Is that what you actually typed, or did the symbol do that? Because down a little bit further, we've got Beverly saying hi fabrics with the symbol, and now Quint Quint just said fabrics hello with the symbol. That's weird. Or have we renamed Tiger? And I missed the joke. Really? Yeah, they all say fabrics on my phone. I will grab a screenshot as I come to a stop here today, but I couldn't correlate it to anybody. Yeah, blame clothes. And I kept scrolling back yesterday, thinking, who the hell's fabric? Who did I miss? I must have missed somebody. Well, yeah, it's weird because we didn't have the symbol until Tiger came in and said hi, and that's when the symbol showed up on Tiger. and it's been on just not everything that Tiger has said, but a lot of it. And then the only time it shows up on somebody else is when it says fabrics. So obviously, that's what's doing it. That's funny. It's actually your CIA code name, fabrics. Yeah, that is really strange. So for some reason, it's translating that to. Excuse me, Jesus, that's funny. Yeah, only on Friday nights. Why does this dumb stuff always happen to me? What is the matter, Cindy? You cannot sit on my lap when I'm driving. Come on, sit down. Sit down right there. You can sit right there next to me. Yeah, that's really weird. Anyway, now that we've solved part of the mystery. Well, I'm still showing badges. Um, I guess there have been a lot of lives that I've been in where I've seen badges, but other people in the lives see wrenches. But ever since the badge change happened, that's all I've ever seen. The wrenches are just gone, and now they're badges. I want my wrench back. I don't need no stinking badges. And what makes that statement hysterical is I watched Blazing Saddles 2 hours ago. Overlaid by a badge? Yeah, I'm just seeing badges. I haven't paid attention on cities' lives to see if Evie Muck shows it as badges. And I'll be curious next Tuesday because next Tuesday I'm going to run on Evie Muck rather than straight on YouTube because I figured out how to do it and that it will work. I just have to set up a studio in Evie Muck so I can do it. Oh, yeah, I can try that at home. See if it wrenches up. That's kind of weird. If they're gonna make that kind of a shift, just make it or don't make it. Or yeah, I have to check the TV when I get home. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that whole fabric. That's really quite funny because I really was confused yesterday. yesterday on the way back. What who the hell is Fabric? What did I miss? And I kept scrolling back looking for something that that would identify why somebody would be called Fabric. And I figured I'd figure it out because I couldn't go back and rewatch it all. But because I do that on every one of our lives. Uh, when the live is over, uh, we eat dinner and then we go out on the porch and have a smoke with the dogs, and I rewatch the lives just to see what I could do differently or what I screwed up on and how I could have try and make changes and stuff. Uh, but yeah, I went all the way back to the live yesterday and couldn't find a reason for it. Anybody to be talking about anybody named Fabric. That's just funny as hell. And for those of you that were there Sunday night, I know why the audio crashed. I did figure that out. We had it set up. Uh, all the equipment was turned on and set up, except for the lapel mics, which were on the chargers, until just before we went live. And so I hadn't flipped the switch on the. We use what's called. It's manufactured by. Now I'm gonna have a brain fart. I can't remember it, but it's called an ATEM switcher, and that's what all of our cameras are plugged into that, and that's what lets me do a lot of the multiple camera stuff. All right, Tiger, have a good night, buddy. Um, anyway, our audio runs through that too, so that I can tweak the sound. And I hadn't turned that on, the audio on through that system, because I didn't have the lapel mics hooked up yet. And in order for EV Bucks to have recognized it, I guess it needed to be everything needed to be hooked up together, and then the system powered up. Which is why when I rebooted the computer, everything began to work. Uh, and luckily, Eddie was kind enough to come up and sit on panel for a minute for me so that I could reboot the computer. If he wasn't there and I had rebooted it, we'd have lost it live, and I would have had to reset it up and start a whole new live. So now that I've bored you with that tech talk, let's move on. Revealing the mysteries of the universe. Yes, Eddie is a great guy. He was Johnny on the spot trying to help. It was very kind of him. Um, through learning the stuff, the switch over from StreamYard to EV which of course everybody was concerned about because I could not run Streamlab at all. I just couldn't comprehend it. And in the beginning, when we first went multi-camera, OBS would not work with our cameras, which is another popular system that people use. And so I never learned OBS. I didn't have to. So a lot of the stuff that maybe this is all because of traffic going up to the mall. South Hill Mall is up here at the top of the hill. Um, yeah, basically StreamYard is a push and play kind of a system, and it's really it's easy to run. Uh, and I tried to switch over to Streamlabs. I couldn't figure out how to get our intros and stuff to run. I couldn't. I could still switch cameras because that's done through the ATEM. Uh, but I couldn't do any of the other graphic stuff that we do. Um, and so I was very concerned when we decided we had to make the switch to EV and Eddie was a huge contributor to that happening. We actually set up a private live, and he came up and went through it, so I could run it. And now that I'm running it, it's pretty cool. I've still got a lot to learn with it, but it's pretty cool. But yeah, he popped up and starts going, "Did you check this? Yeah. Did you check this? Yeah. It's not that." And we walked through everything, and neither one of us could come up with what was causing it. So I finally said, "I got to reboot it. If you'll stay there for a minute, I'll reboot the whole computer and we'll come back to it." And it worked. Then after the emergency was over and I wasn't as frazzled, I could go back and walk through things and see what happened in the computer that caused it. Okay, Quint, thanks for coming in, buddy. Anyway, so that was the problems with Sunday night. The stupid part was there was no reason to leave the lapel mics on the charger that long. I could have pulled them out 2 hours before that. They were fine. I just hadn't bothered to go get them. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to bring this down and uh, it looks like I got stuff I got to do for work right now. So yeah, blame Tiger. That works. I'm getting texts from work, so I'm going to have to make some phone calls. So I appreciate you for being here, and if I don't see you before then, I'll see you on the weekend. But I'm sure I'll run into everybody out there somewhere on YouTube. Anyway, have a good day, bud. Bye.